Hey, what's up? This is Chosen, and this video is going to be going over the Brakus Fusion event that has come out today. I'm going to be covering whether or not you should go for it. I'm going to talk about my current thoughts on kind of the state of Plarium's Fusion meta and kind of their way of introducing this to the game and what I kind of think of all of that that's going on, and also kind of diving into all the requirements and stuff, as well as reviewing Brakus, the champion himself. So let's get into it. Alrighty, so first off, I'm going to go ahead and pull up the news post here. Alright, Extreme Fusion Challenge. The time has come for our toughest fusion event yet. Letting you get your hands on the ferocious legendary champion, Brakus the Shifter. This will be a hard-fought challenge, but for those who succeed, the reward will definitely be worth it. I don't know. But anyway, Brakus the Shifter will be available for Fusion from Friday, November 15th to Sunday, November 24th. So, yeah, about, what, 9-10 days? And then to fuse Brakus, you'll need to get the following 4 champions. Snorting Thug, which is new. Umbral Enchantress, which is new. Defiled Sinner, and Corpse Collector. Also, by the way, I'm doing 2 videos today. I'm going to do another video after this where I actually go into all of the new champions and kind of, I've been really careful to not look at them yet. I want to do a live kind of first reaction analysis of them, so I'm going to be doing that video directly after this one. So this one's going to be mainly focused on the fusion and kind of my thoughts on the whole thing. So yeah. Okay, so we've got, the first thing that I kind of thought of when I looked at this was available from Catacombs of Narbuk. What? I kind of got excited. I was like, is this a new dungeon? Like, what is that? No, Catacombs of Narbuk is just a campaign location that no endgame player farms. So I hadn't farmed that for months, had forgotten what it even was, but it's like stage 3 of the campaign. But I was like, what is Catacombs of Narbuk? Is that a new dungeon? No, it's a campaign location. And then also Malbranche, available from the Fire Knight tournament. The last event, Runic Warder, was the drop from Fire Knight. I did about 450 to 500 runs of Fire Knight. I did it for like 4 consecutive days, nothing but the Fire Knight, spending refills, gems, like 500 runs almost, and I didn't get Runic Warder. So I don't know if I have it in me to do 500 to 1,000 runs of Fire Knight again. But all those thoughts will come later here. Yeah, so it's 2 new epics and 2 new-ish epics. Less new. They're definitely new. All 4 of the epics required for the fusion are new. It's just 2 are extremely new, like today, and then 2, you know, recent ones. Okay, so let's go over Brakus first of all. Before we do anything else, let's kind of assess him as a champion. Very cool aesthetics. Love how he looks. Definitely fits into the scheme and the artwork and the skinwalkers and the werewolf and the force affinity. Love all that. We got an A1 that attacks 1 enemy, heals the champion by 15% of the damage inflicted. It's a pretty garbage A1. It's not going to hit very hard. It's not going to do very much damage, and a solo heal of 15% it's kind of a wasted A1, to be honest. The A2 is pretty cool. It's going to be a 3-turn cooldown that hits 6 times, so very unique. We don't have an ability in the game that is like this, hitting 6 times. Heal this champion by 25% of the damage inflicted. This could actually be a significant heal, and then heal this champion by 50% if, you know, inflicted of the damage inflicted instead if the target's under fear or true fear. Okay, so yeah, he's just going to heal more if it's against a target that's fear or true feared. And then after the first hit, a 75% chance of placing a 25% weaken debuff. So basically a permanent, he's going to permanently weaken 1 foe because he's going to place that for 3 turns, and he's going to do this every 3 turns, and it's a very high likelihood to place the weaken. Alright, then we've got a 4-turn cooldown, place a 50% increased attack buff on all allies for 3 turns, then attack 1 enemy 3 times. Each hit has a 50% chance of placing a true fear debuff for 1 turn, has a 50% chance of placing a fear debuff on 2 random enemies for 1 turn if the true fear. So kind of convoluted, but a pretty cool ability. A 4-turn cooldown that buffs your team, and then it's going to attack one enemy 3 times, has a chance to place fear on 2 random foes. So not bad. We got a passive here that has a passive effect. Damage increases by 40% when this champion's HP drops below 40%. That's kind of a lame passive ability. And then we have an active effect. Revives this champion with 20% HP and immediately grants an extra turn. That's a cool passive. So a mixed bag here. I do like the automatic, single time revive. That's very cool. So, okay, that's the kit in general and a character based on attack. Yeah, I don't really think Brakus is going to be meta anywhere. I can't think of a dungeon outside of like the Fire Knight where he would be really good. But he has a single hit A1 that provides no utility. So I would make this attack one enemy 2 or 3 times. Then I could at least say, okay, he's really good against the Fire Knight. He's going to have, constant multi-hitters, self-revive. But with a single hit A1, I mean, yeah, he's decent against the Fire Knight, but he's not going to be, like, meta. He's not going to be good in the arena. He's not going to be good against the clan boss. And he'll be good in Faction Wars, but mostly just because Skinwalkers is trash in Faction Wars. It's basically just Rhine Beast or Steel Skull. Is like your only like viable good champions that aren't legendaries. So yeah, in that sense, Brakus will be okay in Faction Wars, but is it worth going through all the grind for somebody who's really only usable in the end game for Faction Wars? Yeah, I don't know. Let's pull up the Fusion here real quick and let's talk about all of that and go into kind of my feelings on this event in general. All right. So, right off the bat, I'll probably just get this out of the way. This might be the first time that I don't do an event or a fusion. I've been playing this game for like 8 months, and I have been gun-ho, complete every event, do every fusion immediately, and this is honestly, this might be the first one I don't do. Because I just don't see the end game utility in Brakus. Yes, he's decent. I'm not saying he's garbage. But is it really worth this grind to get a character that... and how many books does he take? 4... That's 10... 14... 16 legendary books to make a character decent that I might use in Faction Wars. Yeah, so I the only reason I would personally do the fusion is for the community so that I could try him out, build him, test him, and do a guide on him. But in terms of like actually doing it to progress my account, it's really not worth it at all. Honestly, I would rather just have these 4 epics than him. And I'll be going over these in the next video, but Defiled Sinner I'd almost rather have. Corpse Collector, I don't know a whole lot about. Yeah, Corpse Collector is not very good, but I would like to test out Defiled Sinner. Has some interesting capabilities on the kit here and some cool abilities. I don't have him yet, so honestly, I'd probably rather have him than Brakus because I do have some potential to use him in a few different areas. So yeah, but okay, one of the things I want to rant about. Well, not rant, you know me. Me ranting is like having a negative take. I don't ever do videos where I'm like screaming or raging or ranting. But yeah, gosh, this is a struggle for me because I like to be positive. I like to support Plarium. I like to, help out, help the community, and steer things in a positive direction. But I can't really make a positive video about this, to be honest with you. I told you guys I would always keep it 100, and I'm not afraid to criticize or be honest when it's warranted. And yeah, I just don't like this fusion, to put it simply. Being 10 days, it's too short. It needs to be 20 days, not 10. And I always recommend, I spend so much time recommending that people do their due diligence and hold on to a copy of your epics because there might come a day where you need to use them for a fusion and you should be responsible. Don't use them as food. Keep copies of champions, even though it means, compromising your vault space, which we need more of, by the way. That could be a whole new other video, but I'm always, recommending that players do their due diligence and be responsible. Keep one copy of all these epics because at some point you might need them for a fusion. And you have people like me that are super responsible and hold a copy of their epics, and what do? The Fusion requires 4 epics that you can't even get. It's 2 brand new epics that aren't even possible to have yet, and then 2 that just came out like 2 or 3 weeks ago that 98% of people aren't going to have yet. So the fact that I'm wasting 80 slots of my vault, maybe even more than that, 120 slots of my vault to save, you know, void rares and epics for future fusions. I'm trying to be responsible so I can participate in these events, and then the fusion comes out and it means nothing. It never does. They're always brand new champions that preparing means nothing. So yeah, I'm a little bit disappointed in that. At least throw us a bone and make 2 of them epics that have been around for a while, like Rhyme Beast or something, you know, epics like that you know you could be responsible and prepare for, and then have 1 or 2 that are new. At least throw us a bone here. And then a bunch of these rares are new as well. This one's new, this one's new. And I mean, I guess most of these have been around for a while, so I'm not super against that. And at least this one's going to be attainable in an event. That's why it's not possible to fuse for it. So, like, the fusion's doable. It's just done in a wrong way, and it's not what needs to be prioritized right now. And guys, we say this to them. All the content providers and the moderators and the community leaders, we give them the feedback from the community. They know. We tell them on a daily basis, the game needs this. The players want this. If you do this, the players will love your game. If you do this, the players will spend more money on your game. And they're giving us more fusions and more champions. So I don't know what to tell them at this point. I've never made a video like this, but I'm just finally getting to my wit's end here in terms of trying to be positive constantly when they're not gonna listen, and I don't know how to help them understand. The best analogy I can think of here is if I take my car, if I move to a new city and something's wrong with my car, I take my car in to get repaired to an auto body shop that I've never been to before. That auto body shop has 2 choices. They can either A, nickel and dime me and squeeze me for every possible penny they can get out of me while repairing my car and give me crappy service. And then, yes, they will make more money off of me in the short term, but they will never see me again, and I won't recommend them to anybody. Or they can go with option B, and they can, you know, care about doing a good job on my car at a reasonable price and treat me well. And now, yes, they made less money in the short term, but what am I going to do? I'm going to be a long-term customer. I'm going to return for future business, and I'm going to recommend them to my friends and people I meet along the way, so it will be good for the long-term growth of their repair shop. I feel like with Raid, they're going with option A. Squeeze everything we can out of our player base in the short term at the sacrifice of long-term gains. If Plarium would focus on adding more game content, adding more quality of life features, yes, they would make less money in the short term. And their goal is to make money. I get that. They are a company. And that would be a short-term revenue sacrifice. But man, can you imagine how fast this game would grow and how much the players would love them and how much the players would be so much more willing to spend on this game for 1, 2, 3 years to come? It would be a massive gain in the long term. And I do recognize it would be a sacrifice in the short term, but sometimes you got to spend $1 to make 10. And I'm still holding out hope that they will understand it and realize it. I don't think it's too late, but honestly, it's getting there. Like, you gotta at some point do some of these quality of life things that your players really want and really need for the long-term growth. You can tell that I'm passionate about this game. Obviously, I make a video every day. I spend hours a day helping people learn the game because I want it to grow, and I play it hours a day. Like, I'm on Plarium's side here. I'm not an enemy. I want the game to do well. I want the game to be #1 on the App Store. It's just the fact that I'm passionate about it, and I'm seeing them make these same mistakes over and over because of a short-term vision instead of focusing on what this game could be. This game could be one of the best RPGs to ever hit the App Store. It has the design, it has the gameplay, it has the player base, it has the momentum. All you have to do is focus on the health of your game and the long-term growth, and give your players what they want, and boom, you're there. The hard part's over. So yeah, I don't know. I hate to rant like that, so I apologize. I don't like to make ranty videos, but I do got to keep it 100 and be honest. So I guess my final verdict here is I don't really recommend going for the Fusion. I don't think you're really going to get a whole lot of endgame utility anywhere out of Brakus, like outside of Faction Wars and maybe a couple dungeons, but the grind and the sacrifice involved, I just don't think it's worth it, especially only having 10 days. You're really going to have to get after it, not even counting all the ascendancy potions you're going to have to spend and all the leveling and getting these to 50. I can't recommend it. So that's kind of my take, and I don't know if I'm going to do it yet or not. I might do it just for the community so I can have Brakus, so I can do a guide and test him out and really share some knowledge on him. But as just a gamer recommendation, I'm gonna recommend you don't really do this Fusion. So also, really quick before I end the video, I want to make sure and go over some of these offers here, let you know if I recommend them and all of that. Let's go ahead and do it. Conqueror packs and old one, we know that one. Void Rush, this is kind of the hot offer that's going to be going out to a lot of you, so this is going to be the important one to cover. Okay, we've got 250 gems, 250,000 silver. Let's go ahead and put the price in, because I forgot to do this on the last video and memed it pretty hard. Okay, and then we've got 7 voids. Alrighty. So right now, as is, we've got an offer I would be willing to typically pay about $27 or $28 for. It's priced at $25. So this is already a decent offer. But remember, voids are buffed right now. So if we purchase this and use it during the event, I'm going to say voids are worth somewhere about 7. Okay, now we get an offer that's worth 36 and a 2.24. So definitely a good offer. If you have it in your budget, now some of you are free to play and that's great. There's nothing wrong with that. But if spending money on raid is in your budget, I do recommend scooping up at least one of these because it is very good value. It's grading out in the teal, which is usually the offers that I tend to consider are the ones that grade out in the excellent / teal color. So I will definitely scoop up one or a few of these and do some summoning. So let's go over the other ones here. Let's clear this out. Special progress pack. We went over that in the last video. Or wait, no, this is different. This is a special progress pack. Oh wait, it's different than this one. Okay, I think this one's better. So this is, oh, it's also $24.99. I cleared the price. It didn't even matter. We got 1 million. Silver, 1,500 energy. We've got 15 energy refills. Or wait, no. Okay, we're going to go 750 gems and then 15 energy refills. Yeah, so another teal offer. It's going to be grading out in the excellent, worth about $30 or $31. Yeah, I'm going to be playing a lot this weekend, so I'll probably have to scoop up one of these too. My raid budget is going to be gone because there's so much going on this weekend, but at least they're coming through and providing some offers that are going to entice me because they are excellent in terms of value. I do like this. Lots of guaranteed baked in value there. Special progress pack. This one's nowhere near as good. Of these two, I would take the special progress pack. The $25 one is definitely better than this one. This offer is also decent. Not great. I may not buy one of these because I don't like to spend too much. I like to stick to a budget. And I'm definitely going to be spending some money here. So I may stick away from this. If this offer were to come down the road like 2 or 3 weeks from now, it would probably be something that I would scoop up. But for you whales out there that are looking to spend some money on raid, this is a pretty good offer. It's a full set of speed, which is a very necessary set. And it's all 6-star epic with some energy and some silver to boot. So this one's probably worth the gamble. I don't normally recommend gear packs, but this one is pretty decent. I'll probably stick away from it because I'm spending money elsewhere, but yeah, it's pretty decent. So yeah, that kind of covers what I think on the current offers in the game. yeah, unfortunately, sorry for the negative video. I really like to be positive, but I promised you guys I would always be honest and just keep it real, even if it means being negative. So yeah, that's gonna do it for this video. I'm gonna get to work on reviewing the new champions in the game. I'm gonna give you a first kind of a live first look reaction and kind of grade them individually and go over them, which ones are good, which ones are bad, and all of that. So yeah, let me know what you think down in the comments, and as always, thank you for watching. Have a good rest of your day. Peace.